fix to start kicking ass, just like it said at the beginning of the program.
Man of the hour, tower of power, too sweet to be sour.
Sending your ass on the jabroni jet to the other side of the territory, brother.
The Alabama Hammer.
Nightmares on the best part of my day.
The goods from the woods.
Hot damn.
Welcome to the Goods from the Woods. My name is Rivers Langley.
Pat Riley.
Mr. Goodnight, the man of the hour, the tower of power, too sweet to be sour.
And today we're joined by one of my favorite comedians, one of my favorite people on earth. Ladies and gentlemen, it's...
Brent Schmidt.
Yay, back again.
Yeah, returning from episode, what was it?
I'm not sure, but that was the
Back
episode...
again, it is the incredible rhyme animal.
Yeah. D!
Public enemy number one.
Again.
I'm landing a 720.
So, well, here's the... Yeah, that's the thing. I'm so goddamn white. I only know that song from Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2.
Me too.
Yeah, that one and fucking... What better place than here? What better time than now? Yeah. Oh, man.
Can't stop us now.
Yeah. Oh, such a good... Oh, they're the shit. I love Rage. Anyway...
Quite good, Pat.
Pat's a one-man tribute band.
But yeah, the last time Brent
I
was
just
on...
have Prophets of Rage running through my...
Oh, man.
Did you go to that show? What was that show?
I didn't go, but they're doing...
That one.
They're doing a combined act of Public Enemy and Rage Against the Machine, which I imagine is going to be a lot better than the last combined Rage Against the Machine project, which is Audio Slave.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, of course.
So Prophets of whatever is both those bands?
Pretty much.
It's
Together.
Yeah, it's
Like Temple of the Dog.
I think it's
Yes.
I think it's
But for nowadays.
instead of
Very
Zach
much so.
De La Rocha, it's
Chuck D. But yeah, they had their...
He's the holdout unless they're in Cuba.
Yeah. they had their first show at the Whiskey, like last night, I think. So,
Oh, really?
Yeah, there was a big sign up that was like, tonight, and that was like their unveiling as
They
well.
had their last show there, too.
It might be. Yeah. Depending on, yeah. Yeah, the last time Brent was on the show, we had an episode called The Happiest Place on Earth, where he talked about his jobs at both Disney World and the
Capitol.
United States Senate. And I think it was that episode that Pat predicted the candidacy of Bernie Sanders.
To be fair, it was between that and Elizabeth Warren as to who the person running against Hillary Clinton in this primary would be.
Yeah.
So I would say that I got it about 60% right if you include the fact that I used to call Bernie Sanders Bernie Saunders.
Yeah, that's right. We did call him Saunders.
Because I always assumed that there was an umlaut over the A for some odd reason.
He's from Vermont.
Yeah, I know,
They
right?
do that kind of kooky shit.
Because you met him, right?
Well, yeah, he was there while he was a senator as I was a page, and I've talked to other people about this.
Because I don't think we talked about it on that episode.
You
'cause
know
at the
he met
time-
Hillary, too.
Yeah.
I remember that well.
and Obama.
I think we talked about all that, but at the time, Bernie wasn't on the national stage necessarily, except in your hippie friends, Facebook feeds when he would do like filibusters and shit like that.
But if you go to the Senate, you work there, god darn it, you're going to see senators there.
yeah, hell yeah.
But yeah, he just kind of kept to his own most of the time.
Independent.
Yeah. Did caucus with the Democrats.
Yeah,
but,
yeah,
so
of course.
he was at their lunches.
Oh, at Golden Corral.
Because he's cheap and he wants free stuff.
I want the free food. They have very good food. Because if I hung out with just independents, Angus King would always choose what restaurant we would go to, and Angus King only ate at Pizza Hut. And I do not
loved
like
him.
Pizza Hut.
I loved him in AC/DC.
But yeah, in hindsight, if at that time you would have had me rank from 1 to 100 most likely to least likely to be president,
Yeah.
I probably would have put Bernie in
100?
the 90s.
Wow.
It's because you have not Pat's clairvoyance.
I
Apparently,
don't.
few of us do.
I do not.
Who didn't end up making it onto the scene? Would you have guessed if there was anybody?
I'm still worried John Thune is going to gain steam.
Was he South Dakota?
He's South Dakota,
Yeah.
and he's just a face.
Uh-huh.
And he's just very agreeable.
Yeah.
But he's a piece of shit.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So it's politician is what you're saying.
Yeah. He looks like a used car salesman.
Yeah.
He's like a 6'6" used car salesman that wears like the same types of brown suits.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah.
If I was to have chosen who I'd expect to run for president, was Sherrod Brown around when you were there?
Don't think so.
Okay, so yeah, he was probably in that wave with like Al Franken and all those
I think,
people.
yeah.
Yeah. I still like if there was a turn towards the moderate side, I would have expected John Tester to run because that guy's just like tailor made to be like if you were to cast the ultimate American president, like if you look back, like just he's a classic American. I think that he would be the guy that like because he's a farmer. He wears bib overalls. He's got a crew cut. It's high. It's tight. He is 6'4", maybe a good 3 bills, maybe 290.
Oh wow!
That's
a solid 6'4".
Yeah,
This is the tail of the tape.
Oh yeah, yeah. From just farming alfalfa.
What's
out
his
in-
reach?
I'm not sure. I think that he is very much. He's probably built like George Foreman in his comeback. So it's like man with a little.
So he makes a lot of money
some-
selling grills.
Yeah, with some. But he has some pleasure weight to him. But beneath the pleasure weight, there's a ton of brawn to it. Look at this guy.
Yeah, he is.
He looks like he wrestles pigs.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does.
Come here, motherfucker! I'm gonna get you.
He looks like he looks like Nick Thomas in 40 years.
I was gonna say Bobby Hill from King of the Hill.
Oh, that's even better.
Yeah, but he's just like a good humble dude.
Wow.
I want to
could-
see
you
Nick
could-
with that haircut right now.
I was gonna say you could land a helicopter on this guy's head, man.
I would say that probably if you were to have a
They use a ruler to do that.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
if you were to have
Maybe they
a
use a level.
if you were to have a battle royal amongst the male senators, I would say that Tester would be my pick.
Fuck yeah,
currently
dude!
to
Look
be
at that
the-
neck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
he-
mean, if you were to even it out, if you were to control for age, obviously John McCain would probably whoop everyone. But
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, the guy, I think he's watched his share of boxing, so I
Yeah.
think that he knows the mechanics. Good, solid, tough dude. You know?
I wish Ted Stevens would have run for president at some point because that would have been fun.
Oh, that would have made no sense whatsoever.
Because he would have won a lot of fights.
He would have yelled at a lot of people.
Yeah. Ted Stevens is dead now, but
Yes.
yeah, he was an asshole when he lived.
A loud asshole.
Yeah, very
He was a
loud.
little fella.
Well, at least he's dead.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
We can all take solace in that.
He will build no more bridges to nowhere.
No. So you were in Nashville recently. What were you doing in Nashville?
Last year in Nashville, they broke the Guinness World Record for the longest comedy show,
Wow.
which was like 3 days.
was that even a record beforehand?
Yeah. The Laugh
Really?
Factory had it. It was like 80 hours.
The one here?
And it felt
Yeah.
like 10,000.
Was it just one continuous Dane Cook set? Was that?
it could have been.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like 80 hours, like a little over 3 days. They broke the record by about 5 days last year.
Wow.
And
So wait, they went like how long? Was it 8?
It's like 8 days.
8 days?
Well, 186 hours or something like that.
So I take it they're not
7.
real strict with the light.
Well, Guinness has rules about it. So they broke it last year, and this year they broke their own record by 5 minutes.
Oh, that's great.
But they have Guinness has rules for it.
Did they give y'all free beer?
No.
They sponsored and they give you no free beer?
No, Guinness World Records.
Oh,
Although if I
think they're the same.
If I
Yeah.
remember
Are they?
correctly, actually, Guinness, the brewing company, did publish the original book of world's records because it was first published to as kind of a novelty.
Encourage drunks to
Well,
do
no,
stupid shit.
as a novelty to settle bar arguments.
Oh, really?
Like, so a couple of Irish guys just,
So it was the
hanging out.
original Wikipedia.
Fuck you, I know how
exactly.
big the moon is.
Yeah, no, or just like, just imagine some drunk British guys being like, I know the bloke with the longest fingernails in the world. And it's just like, in actuality, it's some guy in India who hasn't cut him for
Or
60
one of those
years.
Chinese Manchu emperors or something like that. But that would have, if Guinness, had put out that book, Dad would explain why they had a world record for emus getting pint glasses stuck in their craw. World record for frustrated zookeeper.
My goodness.
My Guinness.
I
love that shit. If y'all listening, Guinness, and y'all want to sponsor us, I like your shit. Smittix, if y'all listening too, send me some of your shit too, because I just love your shit.
So do they send somebody over to?
Well, no, the whole thing is recorded.
Oh, okay. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, of course. It's the book of records. Duh.
And someone at Guinness will have to watch all of it.
That's hilarious.
He has the world record for longest mental breakdown.
Oh, it got real tedious.
Oh, I bet. I know a lot of people in that area that participated. I'm sure it did.
It's so one of the rules is each set has to be a minimum of 15 minutes.
Each person said?
Every set has to be a minimum of 15
Also,
minutes.
you can't just run the light and filibuster.
Oh, I mean, there are longer sets than that, but that's the minimum.
Because there were people like doing hours and doing.
Yeah. I did an hour at 8 a.m. one day.
Wow, man.
Sounds like fun.
It was so fun.
Real? Because you didn't sleep night before, right?
Well, I barely slept the whole time I was there, but it was
Makes it better.
It's such a low stakes environment. Like, it was such a great experience to just.
I know what you mean. It's like when they do those 100 first jokes kind of thing, and
Yeah.
everybody in town does it.
Yeah. And there has to be a minimum of 10 people in the audience at all times.
Yeah.
So I did a lot of just
That's
hanging
more
out.
than most LA open mics.
Right?
Yeah, more than
Yeah.
most LA book shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, so no matter when I went
So their
on, there
definition
were
of
people
stand-up comedy is a little bit weak. Stuck in the 1980s.
there.
Yeah, but they'll definitely be in the future when they sit through 8 days of stuff. At least advance them 8 days into the future.
Yeah, and then one of the other rules is there has to be a minimum of 4 hours between each of a comic's sets. So
You can't just do 30 minutes. Some other guy does 30, and then you get back up.
It's from your end point. There has to be a minimum of 4 hours.
So
Okay.
Guinness wrote these rules, or are these just stipulations that were built
I'm
in by
assuming-
Jamie Masada, who set the precedent?
you never know, man. He controls everything
Yeah.
in his mind.
So that there's 4-hour breaks between the sets?
Between each
No.
person.
Yeah.
So if I went up, if I got off stage,
Oh, so you wouldn't have to go for another 4 hours.
if I got off
Okay.
stage at 8 p.m.,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to get on stage again until midnight.
Oh, so it's like Mussolini, and they recycle the people over and over again.
Yeah, I did
Yeah, that's how they did the parades back then.
Yeah. You remember the Civil War? It was
Yeah, yeah.
Magruder. Yeah.
They'd have people wait and then loop back around and
And they
get
have
back in the
Quaker
line.
guns.
Yeah.
So they actually fucked up 44 hours in.
Ooh, fuck. So they had to just restart.
That'll happen.
They put someone up 9 minutes too early,
Oh, shit. Wow.
and they had to restart.
So it ended up being 10 days.
So it was 10 days straight. And it was insane. I was there for the last 5 days.
Who was the
I
maniacal
was gonna
business
say.
owner that allowed this to happen in their establishment?
It's this dude, I think his name's Ben Jones. He owns.
And he hates money.
No.
No, well, he's got
But
the
I mean-
Guinness book, I figure.
It's a fair point.
But people come in, it's a spectacle. So
Okay,
people come in and it's $10 for a 24-hour pass.
Yeah. That's not bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
So so it's at this venue called the East Room, which is an awesome venue in Nashville. They're super. It's a music venue. They're
Absolutely, yeah.
super supportive of comedy.
Yeah.
And they were so awesome about all of this and so accommodating. They got an inspection from the health department while the show was going on.
Oh, jeez.
And we were sleeping there.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
in the bathroom, it looked like it was a fucking dorm bathroom because there was a basket full of toiletries and stuff. So, but they got, I think they got like 100 on their health inspection. So the
takeaway from that is don't eat at any restaurant in Nashville.
I'm not. No,
If the health inspectors let that shit slide.
No, I think someone got rid of.
To be
or,
fair,
like, put
it's
away
Tennessee,
the basket of
so-
stuff.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, no, the East Room is actually, it's just an awesome place, and yeah, it was a crazy experience though. And
Do you remember who was the person on stage when they fucked up?
it was Ben Kronberg.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I was worried it wouldn't be a person I know.
No.
Ben Kronberg, if you're listening, by the way, is famously the guy who Roseanne told to go fuck himself on
Last Comic
Last
Standing.
Comic Standing. That's who we're talking about.
He's a
very
bad
fun.
luck kind of person, apparently.
That's so fucking great. He's
Yeah.
a great dude. I love Ben Kronberg. But
Yeah,
that's
he's
who
very
that
funny.
is. What was the mood like when they realized they had to restart?
I wasn't there.
Oh, okay.
I got there.
Contentious.
It was. I think there were a lot of different emotions.
I'm sure. A wide
'Cause
range.
Chad Ryden, the guy, he's one of the. He, DJ Buckley, and Mary J. Berger run the whole thing.
Yeah.
And Chad just like laughed and he's like, we fucked up. I got too high. We fucked up. We got to start over. And like, he was pretty relaxed about the whole
And
thing.
Ben Jones, all the while, is in his office punching holes in the wall. Like, I have to cancel 2 nights of real concerts.
Ben was actually super cool about it. So what happened is, like, it was supposed to end Monday morning.
Yeah.
And then it got pushed to like,
It's like a Woodstock type situation.
and
Except Mountain wasn't there.
but it totally like it got pushed back. They had a benefit show, like a charity show on Monday night. So they built a stage behind the East Room so the show could move out back at 6 p.m. on Monday while the benefit show inside set up and took place, and it kept going in the
Whoa.
back, and then at midnight moved the show back inside.
That's insane.
it's
so
also
nuts.
poor scheduling.
Well, how did they? How does it go continuously? Did you just have somebody go, "Thank you, good night," and then on the other stage, like, "All right, that
welcome."
comedian was."
That's like what so they had 10 people inside and 10 people outside.
Oh, okay, and they just did a torch
and
handoff.
they had the cameras set up for both, and then they called each other from the stage and like had each other on speakerphone, and then just like transitioned to each other, and then it just kept going outside.
That's so fucking crazy. I love that.
It was real nuts.
Wow.
it had to be.
Yeah.
Oh, and I mean, everyone was so sleep deprived and so fucking delirious.
Yeah.
It was real crazy.
What were some of the highlights, like in terms of
The guy who went up and just went, because he'd been awake for 3 days.
Apparently, I didn't see any of them, but apparently multiple people cried on stage.
Well, when you've been awake like that, you remember the episode of the Dick Van Dyke Show where he has to do a radio marathon and he's reading the news and he starts crying over a cat stuck in a tree?
But that was like, I had a set like that. Like the day I got there, I flew in at like 5:30 a.m. And I took an Uber straight to the venue.
Oh Jesus! You didn't even wash off the plane?
It makes it sound like when Phil Collins performed
Did
it.
both live aids?
Yeah, except Brendan ride in on the Concorde. He rode in on like a Southwest Airlines flight.
Nor did he play with Led Zeppelin.
It was
earlier.
American.
Even worse.
And my limo was a Cadillac with handicap plates.
All right.
And the driver was a morbidly obese man.
Hell yeah.
Hey, it means you get the easier parking spaces.
Yeah, and he knows where the best hot chicken is.
So I got to the venue at 6 a.m. and was immediately given a beer by Josh Wagner.
Oh, fuck. I love Josh Wagner.
Did he also give you some amphetamines or anything like that? What do you call that shit? Benzodrine or whatever?
I knew I had to sleep on the plane.
Y'all boys smoking them marijuana pills?
I got this stack or two over at the KOA.
But from 6 a.m., I drank until they stopped serving. Like, I was at another venue by the end of the night, but I drank until 3 a.m. And then
Excellent.
my friend Lucy and I were taking an Uber from downtown Nashville back to the East
There's
Room.
a lot of Uber in this store.
Yeah. You know.
You're not a Lyft guy.
No. It's
You
not.
want to make a little extra money on your own time? Drive Uber.
But our car had to stop about 5 times, and I left a trail of vomit all through
God.
Nashville. And then
Painting the town brown or a sickly green or whatever color you call it. But, don't worry about it, though, Brent, because sometimes puke isn't necessarily a bad thing. Puke could be puke.
I got back to
Puke is good. Puke is nice.
That's a call
It has a
forward.
nice connotation.
they got me back to my friend's place that I was staying at about 5 a.m. I don't remember it. But I was put to sleep on the couch, and I was woken up
to sleep.
Yeah, they put me down.
I was euthanized by my host.
Yeah, I get it.
Do all dogs really go to heaven?
I saw nothing.
See, because I don't believe it. Because there's these pictures of like the Birmingham thing with Martin Luther King and all that. And some of them dogs don't look like they should be up in the pearly gates to me. I used to use that in dogs versus cats arguments, and I'm a dog partisan. I'm just being honest.
But yeah, so I was woken up at about 9:30 and told that I had to be on stage in 15 minutes. So I had to shuffle to my friend's car, and they drove me there, and I pretty much had to like walk on stage. And
Having at what time? At 10?
Were you
basically?
still vomiting?
no, I was
Okay.
no longer vomiting, but I was still drunk. And I did my 15, and I didn't look up from my feet the whole time. It was a real rough set.
Wow. Shoegazer.
Yo, shoegaze comedy.
Shoegaze comedy.
I said that while I
Really tugging at the tolerance of that crucial 10th audience member.
Did they like it? I don't know, but my shoes were tied.
Yeah, they stayed tied the whole time because I did not move.
So wait, did they count legitimate audience members or just 10 heartbeats?
Pretty much 10 heartbeats.
Okay, so just
How could you
comedians,
tell when you
whatever.
was looking down?
I wasn't counting at that time.
Yeah, that's on Guinness to count at that point.
Well, they had volunteers that were like essentially auditing for Guinness.
oh, okay.
Oh, was there anything where they had to have an audience or at least one person or something
Yeah,
like
10.
that?
We said there had to be 10. There had to be
Okay.
10
So
at
it's
all
like
Was
a
there an
minion.
auditor at every...
Yeah, well, so they would have 2 of them at a table, and they kept track of every comedian, like when they went on stage, when they got off stage, and how many people were in the room at those points.
That's a horrible job.
Yeah, I was gonna say
because they no breaks, 4-hour shifts.
for just 2 people.
Yeah,
And they
2 people at a time.
volunteered?
And yeah, people volunteered.
Boy, are they stupid?
Yeah,
I mean, y'all.
Yeah, they were angels.
Yeah.
But stupid little angel.
Yeah, but it was like it got real nuts.
What did you talk about in the shoot, or do you remember?
Oh, that one I don't remember. I think because like at that point no one wants to hear material.
No, of course.
Everyone's so fucking sick of hearing people like, well, they're just
Yeah.
like the rounded out material. Everyone's just
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
sick of it.
Here's the 468th reason dating is hard in Los Angeles.
Tinder sucks, huh, guys?
Tinder sucks. It's terrible, right?
And I did do material my first few sets because
Yeah,
I
of
just
course.
wanted to see, figure out how much collective time I had.
Yeah.
And
Doing a fucking hour,
But then
after
when-
you get off a plane. Yeah.
no, I didn't have to do that right
Hey,
away.
Phil
okay.
Collins could do that.
Yeah.
So.
That's a fair point. Yeah.
Yeah,
You bust
I'm-
out Sussudio, you bust out fucking In the Air Tonight, you do the greatest hits.
I'm
off that
okay
Concorde.
saying I'm not the Phil Collins of comedy.
Why not?
He's not as interested in the Alamo to begin with.
He's never had a collaboration with Bone Thugs and Harmony. You
don't know
Brent
that.
Schmidt.
Man.
Oh, that would be awesome if you did.
Dude, I'd be so in.
going there, I wanted to do a set on mushrooms. I wanted to do a long set on mushrooms.
Why not?
Was your
4 hours, I'd
was
do a
your
set
four-
on anything.
Totally.
Was your 4 minutes at the Unurban hitting on acid not enough for you?
Oh, that's right.
that
I
was-
forgot about that one.
That was nothing.
Yeah, but that's just the Unurban. So, I mean, that's ground zero.
Yeah. Well,
If you ain't wrecked when you're there, you're doing something wrong.
Or at the very least, full of Wiener Schnitzel.
yeah, you got to schnitz it down,
schnitz-
Joe Rain
you
style.
gotta wreck yourself in whatever way you see possible.
And y'all got to check yourself
You gotta.
before you wreck yourself.
But Joe Kelly, who's a comic in Nashville, great dude. He was supposed to get me mushrooms. His merch are shirts with Terrence McKenna's head, and they just say utilize shrooms. It doesn't mention Joe Kelly at all. He's a great human being.
Wow.
His guy fell through. So like my second to last day there was when I was doing an hour at 8 a.m. And I talked about mushrooms, and then at one point I said, like, if anyone has any mushrooms or knows of anyone that can get me mushrooms, just let me know. And one of the other comics asked, hey, do you usually perform illegal drug transactions through a microphone? And then I said, only if necessary. How else are people going to know I want them if I don't ask for them? And then
Maybe he was just making a pizza.
it was obvious. But after my set, like one of the two people in the room that I didn't know approached me, and it was this dude, and he was just like, hey, man, I have mushrooms.
Because it's Nashville.
Yeah.
But he's not from Nashville.
Really?
He's like a doctor in Ventura.
Wait,
Makes all the sense in the world.
It actually
is
does.
he a comic or an audience member?
He told me he's been doing like comedy, like starting to do it. He wasn't there.
Oh, so he's like just some guy at the bar at the Ventura Harbor?
He wasn't on the show. Like he was just like passing through, and yeah, he's
I've
like,
done Ventura a bunch. I've probably seen this guy in the crowd at the Ventura Harbor.
it's possible.
Did y'all get some shrooms from him?
I don't know. I think it'd probably be easier to get him in.
Because when
Get 'em out in Nashville.
you're out in that neck of the woods and you mellow hard.
Well, that's what I was thinking. It's springtime in the South. Mushrooms are pretty fucking easy to come by at that point in time. A friend of mine definitely came back with a laundry hamper full of mushrooms that he collected, and it was, in my recollection anyway, it was like April, May.
Holy shit!
Like, literally
that's so much.
A goddamn laundry. It was like, oh man, dude, like I was just out like in all these like cow pastures all morning. One guy almost shot at me, but got all this. We're like, wow, and he had it in his trunk. I was like, oh,
What an
you're a
idiot!
fucking idiot.
That's such a big felony having that much.
I'm not fucking around. It was was what your mom folds
say,
clothes into.
You could say it was morally contemptible. Am I right, guys? Yeah. With an E.
I liked it.
You're truffling my feathers.
So are these like
I liked that.
are these like magic shrooms or just
Yeah.
the ones that you eat?
They're mad. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
no.
there's.
And he was picking these. These grow naturally. I have to go to that damn forest and get some of these.
I don't know how he acquired them, but he just gave them to me.
Hang on,
Yeah.
don't you have to make them? Shows you how little I know about shrooms. You don't have to
No.
make them. They just wild ones that you eat.
Yeah.
They grow in cow shit.
Yeah, so
Oh, I always thought they just dipped them in something. And they just took a mushroom and dipped it.
They just dipped them in shit.
Not shit. It was something to make it psychedelic or something.
You like
Oh,
that?
you thought they were the delivery device.
I ain't. Yeah, exactly.
That's
you
so
like those?
funny.
You like those mushrooms on that pizza?
oh, wait till you have
Those
my
mushrooms are wet.
Fresh.
Wow. No, wait. So you just thought that like people love the taste of mushrooms so much that
No. I know the
That's like
difference
the
between
downside
shrooms
for a
and
lot of
shrooms.
people.
I just didn't know that the shrooms, the magic mushrooms, were something that grew in nature. I thought it was
Oh,
like
yeah.
ones that you pick and they somehow process them or something to make
Yeah.
them.
It's
So in the
they're made by God.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like
They're made by God.
Well, everything
out of
really
a
is.
cow's butt.
Yeah.
in the South, and I imagine they grow. Do they grow in South Dakota as well?
I didn't do them until I moved to New
Well,
York.
I've never done them. I just friends
Do they
with
grow in New
lots of
York
drug
too?
people.
No, they're just it's a good port city for that kind of thing.
Well, what I was gonna add is like in Alabama, there's cow pastures everywhere, and they grow underneath cow shit. And there is a like a certain kind of salt lick that some farmers will give to cows that actually kills the mushroom spores. So they're not available.
scumbags.
So the thing is, like, you kind of have to know what farm uses.
You're the real expert, Rivers.
I've never even done this. I'm just telling you. All my,
You know more about him than I do.
all
I thought
my-
they made him in a fucking lab like LSD.
But a bunch of my friends, most of my friends were super into this shit, literally this shit. And you would drive around in the morning, like because they grow overnight. When the air, you have to have like very like wet air. So in the springtime, when it's super humid outside, and then at night it cools down, that's when they'll grow out of the cow shit. So you have to kind of hit the cow fields, because if you go too late in the day, they'll like dry up and just like be
But
useless.
you know they've come out of the cow poop, because when they emerge from the cow poop, a really crunchy Grateful Dead solo just comes out of the
Oh, see, I was gonna say the
And it sounds like the normal sound of a cow shitting. But if you're really high, it sounds like a bitchin' groove.
Oh, see, I was
Yeah,
gonna
if
say
you hear
the-
it on vinyl.
it sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say the cow.
Is that why they called them pig pen? Do they grow under pig feet too?
No, it's just cows actually.
Only cows can shit shrooms.
Yeah.
Learn something new every
Only
day.
cows can shit shrooms.
No,
it's
it's
such
true.
a great sentence.
But they will.
I try.
But yeah, my fucking rednecks in the South will drive around, hop bar fences, go out and like look in like piles of cow shit for these mushrooms, pick them and abscond with them, and then sometimes they get shot at by like insane farmers and stuff like that.
I
So-
wish I'd known those guys, because maybe they could have got me some shrooms, and
Yeah.
maybe I could have been their like gunman or something if they needed like somebody ride shotgun on a shroom raid.
Shroom raids are purely peaceful.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
Well,
they-
you can
Fine
make
with
them
that
not.
too.
I just imagine Mr. Goodnight just rolling up like the ponchoed gunman and wild gunman,
Just wearing a
hovering.
like a medium brown like duster, leather
Yeah.
duster.
I just know on one of these shroom raids, the guy with the laundry hamper in a later incident was in the car with a guy whose name was E.T.
Of course he is. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Was it Stone Cold E.T.?
Just regular
When Stone
E.T.
Cold E.T. is tripping on mushrooms, he likes to squeegee his third eye hard. He likes to imagine things.
I want some cheeseburgers. Give me a hell yeah.
I put the Stone Cold Stunner on my super ego. Give me a hell yeah.
Awake, shake dreams from your hair, my pretty child, my sweet one. Choose the day and choose the sign of your day and the day's divinity.
This is awesome. It's like doing shrooms with Stone Cold himself.
Oh, that sounds like the least chill way to do shit.
Can y'all do Tommy Rich too, so I can do shrooms with him?
16 says I just squeegeed my third eye.
But my buddy was on a
We just got high regular.
my buddy was on like a 5 a.m. Shroom run in the in the fields out in Lee County, Alabama, with E.T. and his girlfriend, and they were in a
Fucking love the nickname E.T.
Oh, was E.T.'s girlfriend? What's her name there? Drew Barrymore.
but they were in like this like a horrific car crash. Like E.T.'s like knee got fucking completely smashed. Like the girlfriend, like she got her nose broken by the airbag, and then my buddy, who was like the main like orchestrator of the thing, orchestrator of the thing, he got nothing happened to him. He was
course.
fine. Everybody else in the car was like super fucked up. And the reason I found out about all this was because I got to a party and he goes, "Hey, can you do me a favor?" And I was like, "Yeah, what's up?" He's like, "Yeah, I was in this horrible car wreck this morning." And I was like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "Are you all right?" He's like, "I mean, my back hurts a little bit, but it's okay. Everyone else is in the hospital though, and I don't have a car, and I need to go get the mushrooms that we buried in the woods while the cops were coming, because like he had the foresight to get the mushrooms out of the trunk and bury them at a certain place in the woods, like fucking Fargo, and they had to." And,
That's persistence, because if I was in his shoes, I probably would have just asked you for some Bengay or something from my back, you know.
So while everyone else is bleeding in the car,
He's like,
"We're gonna get the shrooms, man," and fucking went and buried him. So I, of course, was like, "No, you're an idiot. I'm sorry," but someone drove him out to the woods to the smoking
course.
ruins of this car to get the big, the garbage hamper full.
Yeah,
of them.
you know what y'all
probably
should have done
promised
was
them.
say, "No, you're an idiot. I'm sorry." Lori, drive him back to his house and say, go to bed. Go get his shrooms, cover it up.
Yeah, you're an idiot. Where exactly
Where is
were
this?
you an idiot?
Yeah.
It's like a treasure map.
Yeah.
The lost treasure of E.T. And, well, he didn't lose a limb,
Yeah.
thank God. But if he did, you figure in the car crash or an eye or something, he would have been more pirate-like that way. So it would have made his buried treasure more apropos, I think.
That's a fair point.
Could always buy a parrot, though, because it's
It's a
much
journey
easier.
to get there.
It's not about the destination. It's about the journey.
That's a very good point. But yeah, I think my favorite part of the whole thing was just him being like, I was like, oh my God, are you okay? He's like, yeah, I mean, E.T.'s knees all fucked up. His girlfriend broke her face. I mean, my back hurts a little bit. But anyway, can you help me get these mushrooms?
Hey, Rivers, I'm glad your friends are okay and everything, but I saw the movie, though, and I thought E.T. could, heal people and things when they got hurt.
Yeah,
No, it wasn't a reference.
If the car flipped, it could just continue flying across
Yeah,
the moon.
can't he do that, or does he just work with bicycles and finger cuts?
No, he just deals.
It's only vehicles without
To be
engines.
fair, the E.T. wasn't a reference to the movie E.T. It was a reference to E.T. Eddie Torres.
Eddie Torres, the extra testicle from Cheech and Chong.
Yeah. Hey, man.
a good idea, man.
I mean, you mentioned some people cried. Were there any angry meltdowns or anything like that?
Dude, people constantly the people that didn't get it would get mad at the room.
Yeah.
Because they're like, well, you guys don't fucking laugh at comedy. It's like, no, man, most of these people have been here for 14 hours.
Yeah, these are heroes.
And they don't, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They don't want to hear your polished shit.
yeah. Oh man! So were there any you don't have to name names, but they brought in some headliners and stuff like that. for
Yeah,
this.
well, because there was a festival happening in Nashville at the same time.
Oh, really? Like a comedy festival?
Yeah, the
happening?
Wild West Festival.
Oh fuck! I didn't know that.
Presented
oh,
by
okay.
Vince Vaughn.
Yeah. Vince Vaughn.
Yes.
Yeah, in the noted Wild West town of Nashville.
Yes, east of the gateway to the West
I was
St.
gonna
Louis.
say nowhere
Yeah.
near the West. I mean, the West in the 1820s and shit.
Well, I assumed it meant like a country western
Yeah, I guess
thing.
so.
Or a libertarian sort of thing.
Where they
Or
don't believe
west
in
of
country west
Appalachia.
there.
yeah. But did they bring in headliners or were they just happen to be in town? Like Kronberg or somebody like
I
that?
think Kronberg, Chad asked for specifically.
Oh shit! Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, people just did it. It was just such an insane thing.
Yeah,
It's
well, I was
such
just
an
wondering
insane thing
if-
to be a part of.
Is they lots of drop-ins, or did you have to do it multiple times?
I mean, for the headliners,
Like the headliners
They
get
did
decent
drop-ins.
spots. They weren't.
Yeah.
They weren't doing noon.
No, if they wanted to.
Oh, okay.
And that's the thing. I think Ben was super into it, and he was getting up.
What time did he go up?
I got there the day he was leaving, so
Oh, okay.
I didn't see any of his sets.
Yeah.
But from what I understand, he was going up as much as he could. He was super into it.
That's awesome.
So everybody goes up more than once.
Mostly,
Most
yeah.
people.
But yeah, it Guinness has minimum requirements to qualify as a comedian.
Oh, I have to hear these.
Do tell, Brent.
Oh my god!
Is a pulse one of them?
It's I can't remember if it's 10 or you have to have had 10 or 20 paid sets. At least
Ooh,
one of them.
I think I'm out.
Yeah, I think this disqualifies
I've
most
lived in LA for
comedians
5
in
years.
Los
I'm-
Angeles.
Yeah.
I'm not. I got paid all the time in Boston.
Yeah, I was gonna say yeah.
Well, and
Not a lot, mainly, but you add up those 10 sets, I might have $25.
Yeah.
Do chicken fingers count as currency?
They might.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, so
But how do you prove it? Do you have to come in with check
No,
stubs and just be
when
like,
they have a submission thing where you just have to put 20 gigs and you put the information of the venue and I think the host and the date and some shit like that.
But it could be anything where you get paid, right?
Yeah.
For comedy, yeah. And one of those has to be at least a year before the thing starts. So basically you have to have been getting paid to do comedy for more than a year.
Oh, okay. All right.
So yeah, so it's still
Oh, see, I was thinking the requirements would be bad childhood or The requirements, just the bad childhood.
You're in recovery.
Unlucky at love.
One podcast.
Several hoodies.
Yeah, on the 5th podcast.
Plaid shirts. 1 degree at an almost Ivy.
One arts degree for sure.
No personality and a partridge.
Oh shit.
I'm just kidding.
People that didn't get it were kind of the biggest, and there were people you would see do the same set.
Oh no! Why?
Maybe they figure the audience will be cycling in and out or something like a fish tank.
Even though they saw it was the same people that were there the last time they got.
Then why are they doing that?
But it could be a running joke that you just do the same 15 minutes.
That's true, because
that's
by
not
day
a running
5, that'll be a
joke.
shit kicker.
But then day 5.5, that person would get.
Tarred and feathered
Yes.
and run out of town on a rail.
Yeah, like there are some closers that I saw like 8 times.
Oh no!
Yeah. And like,
And I know in that situation, those weren't closers that worked in the best scenario either. Probably
I can.
that was probably.
Like I spent a lot of time there, but not like there were people that basically lived there for the whole thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're going insane by the end.
I'm sure.
Like because everyone's so sleep.
I go insane after an hour of comedy.
Oh, no,
I think it'd be
know.
fun for a day.
I can't
Yeah.
even get past the drawing at an open mic. So
But I mean,
I
like,
can't even get through my own set.
How much stage time did you say you ended up doing?
I did a little over 4 hours.
In 5 days, you did 4 hours.
Less than 5 days.
So the thing was 8 days, but you were there for 5 of the 8.
Mm-hmm.
4 hours. Was there any point where there was like a big ass crowd? Like it was like,
Oh, yeah.
Like I feel like that would have been like
Yeah,
maybe
man.
like 8 or 9 o'clock hour rolls
like
around.
10 is when it would really start to fill up.
Yeah,
and then there
okay.
were nights it was full, and like there were a lot of people in there until like 2 a.m.
That's so.
And then
awesome.
then there were nights that after the bars closed at 3, the bartenders from other bars would start to filter in because it was just a place that they could go hang out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And-
Oh yeah. Of course, because they'd be. I guess they were open later than normal.
Yeah, like the venue was.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they stopped serving alcohol from 3 to 6, but you know.
Oh okay.
Yeah.
What was the best day?
The mushrooms. we didn't even talk
mean,
about the mushrooms.
Yeah, we were
That
just
was-
talking about the process of mushrooms.
That was so fun. Like
Which day was it?
that was my last night, and that was like the last night of the thing.
It
So
was 8 or whatever?
Yeah, it's like 7 or 8.
So,
and
do you
then-
recall what you covered during your mushroom set? What
Well-
zingers you had?
Electric zingers.
They were all very. They were all very
I
soft.
was just spitting electric eels out my mouth.
Did you tell them you were on mushrooms up top?
Of course.
Okay. All right. Sweet. I love that.
How can you not?
I see. I would save it for like halfway through. I think.
Well, and like when I did acid at Unurban, I didn't get to have the reveal because goddamn Pat had to steal my thunder.
Oh, that's right in the intro. Ooh.
Yeah, but it's the unurban.
Oh, the insecure look on Pat's face made my heart sad. I'm sorry.
actually,
It's
I feel
fine,
Bad.
Pat. It's fine, Pat.
I didn't know if it was I didn't know it was going to be a reveal. Okay, I had about 5 people tell me like, "Oh, Brent's," and I was just
Actually,
like,
I have to ask you a
and
question
it's better
about
than the
that.
normal.
Yeah.
Was the
intro I
unurban
give you.
any different on acid? Because even when you're not on acid, I think I'm seeing shit a lot.
It seemed more normal. Like that's the way it's meant to be experienced.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Too bad they don't have the meme anymore.
Oh yeah.
What?
The,
The meme.
the meme.
The meme.
Meme.
Remember the meme?
They had a painting of a meme.
Len had a poem about the meme.
Oh, they've had some interesting art.
Yeah.
They've had some beautiful stuff there, but also some very interesting art.
Yeah.
Have you ever gone there? Have you guys ever gone there for the Finnegan's Wake 9/11 truther? Slash, it was a Finnegan's Wake book club that just casually threw in 9/11 truth.
So wait,
in
was
their mission
Finnegan's
thing.
Wake the book of the month, or did they
No,
just
it was
always
perpetually
talk about
about-
Finnegan's
Wait,
Wake?
either-
Can we talk about the week at Unurban where we literally followed a memorial service?
I felt so bad.
Yeah, but we still just did it.
Yeah, I know.
Like we all just did it.
I was gone that week.
I was probably outside getting high.
Yeah, because it started. It started.
Wait, you know what? I rolled up.
Oh, you
after.
came up. Yeah, I remember you came at the end of that
Came
night.
at the very end. I didn't go up, but I just showed up.
They had this dude's shirt and hat on the fucking mic stand.
Oh no!
This dead. Yeah, and then
I don't think I was there.
He was
for that,
like
'cause I
an
don't remember that.
environmentalist.
Yeah, and then after we're like, well, we're just gonna tell jokes, I guess.
Oh god!
And like the people hung out, which was a bummer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the way they hung out while the
so
comedy
they were
was
old
happening.
hippies, and like they didn't all filter out right away.
People were just like, "Oh, my dick's weird."
Yeah, like I jerk off all the time.
And I
it's
just,
hilarious.
I was just like looking at that, like, because we started like 30 minutes late, maybe 40 minutes late, and there were still 30 comics, and I was just sitting there, like, looking at that list, like a cop, just drinking Alka-Seltzer, just like trying to, you know.
Was there anybody at that night who was just like, "Fuck yeah, we still got a crowd. What's up, guys?"
No, it was a real somber evening.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'd imagine so after a wake.
But yeah, everyone still just did their material. It was nothing stops stand-up comedy.
No, it's an unstoppable.
Death does not stop.
Well, when the
And
place
believe-
closes down, stops it. So again, if it's a Q night, they might be on
And
number
believe
6.
me, Robert Yasamura, though, cut the kind of pleasantries because he definitely ranted about hippies.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, God, of course.
So the mushroom set.
So we, like, at a certain point, we started doing these, like, town hall style sets.
Where you took questions from the audience.
So I did
Does that count? Mm-hmm. So could we just podcast at this thing? Would that
No,
count?
because I haven't been paid for 10 sets yet.
Yeah, but we'll go on as a group.
yeah,
because I am a comedian in Los Angeles, and nobody gets paid in Los Angeles.
Yeah, so I mean, so we started doing those at some point, and like I fucking loved those.
Yeah.
because those got so weird.
Yeah.
Like, they got so strange.
Yeah, so you're just doing like crowd work essentially,
Basically,
right?
because like, and it's kind of beyond crowd work because you're dealing with anything anyone throws out, and you're actively open to it.
That's amazing.
So I did that for my whole mushroom set. It was basically me being like, "Hey, everybody, we've been doing
My
these.
brain's weird. Ask me anything.
We've been doing these town hall style sets." And I will open to questions in a moment. But I'd just like to say we have a special guest, psilocybin mushrooms, which I am currently on.
This is my puppet. Y'all can't see him. His name's Mushrooms. Hello. Say hello,
Or
Mushrooms.
am I the puppet?
We're all the puppet.
Whoa. NWO, where is it? It's everywhere. It's in the house.
It's for life. Yeah.
So yes. So that got strange.
I'm sure.
But it was so fun. It's one of the most fun things I've ever done in stand-up comedy.
What were some of the questions that you got? Or do you remember?
Oh, I mean, you know, people would ask, like, what's your favorite cartoon? Just like that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Oh, someone asked me, what was the influence of existentialism on art during and following World War II? Which I, like...
Okay.
So I just started to bullshit an answer.
Yeah.
Until I noticed people were like, oh, he's, like... He knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
And then I just broke.
Yeah.
But like, I loved that I was set up in that way. Like, and
Yeah.
people asked me like really strange shit to set me up to do weird things.
Right.
Well, I mean, to be fair, most of the influence was French, and whenever you talk about French and philosophy, it's all BS. So
Bah oui, c'est très joli.
And those are my initials, so it's all me.
yeah.
It was, I don't know, it was just such a cool thing to be able to do. I can be on stage on mushrooms, no pressure at all. And like, it was just so fun. Like, I
Because
just,
typical mushroom sets are very high pressure.
well, no, I mean, just like, if it's a show, like, you might
I
freak
know.
yourself out about it. But it was like 1 a.m. There were people in the room, like, there were actual people.
Wow.
It was just like they were laughing, which
You said it was the last night. Like, how close were they to the record at that point?
so I mean, so this was like 1 a.m. and I think they had to go until 4:20 p.m. or something like that. Oh yeah,
420.
420.
Was that by design?
Then they break and watch Caillou.
No, man, we got Caillou on iPads. You can
Man, I wish I had that.
take a smoke and a Caillou break.
Oh, there's a whole new world waiting for me if I go to that Apple store. Here, I thought they sold fruit and couldn't figure out why it was just all white and no produce.
So they were rounding the corner.
Yeah,
towards
it
the
was
end.
it was coming into the home stretch.
Yeah.
I just sat in the back of the room listening to Bjork and Electric Wizard until my set. And I went up and did it, and it was just, it was ridiculous and so fun. And something I probably won't get that kind of opportunity to do again. Well, I mean, they're going to keep
I was going to say, I feel
Doing
like
the Unurban Comedy Marathon, which is done in installments that have to end at 11.
Yeah.
What'd you eat in Nashville?
I walked over to the Nashville Biscuit House
Oh, fuck.
and had, I think it's called like the ultimate platter.
Okay. That's,
So it's like a platter of biscuits covered in cheese, sausage, bacon, sausage gravy.
Yeah.
And then like 4 eggs any way you want.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just
Wow.
a pile that was heaven.
those people must have made so much money off the comics. If they were across the street.
No, I mean,
from this thing.
they were like 3/4 of a mile. I made a real uncomfortable like 8 a.m. walk on a Sunday.
Oh, shit. Okay.
And like it was
What,
like,
were you just passing church people left and right?
yeah, pretty much. That was my favorite. I don't know. People just brought food.
Oh, that's
for
great.
us. I ate more donuts than anything.
Oh, okay.
I
Oh,
think
yeah.
most of the people that were there ate more donuts than anything.
Nashville is thoroughly underrated as a place to eat.
It's
the best.
they
Yeah.
got some damn good food.
They have some amazing food in Nashville.
Like I have people on I'm a tour guide, and I have people that ask all the time when I tell them I'm from the South. They're like, "Oh, is that West Sing?" I'm like, "Nashville and New Orleans, man." That's pretty much it.
I would say Nashville, Atlanta, and New Orleans are the
Maybe
three
throw an
to hit.
Asheville in there too.
Oh,
but
Asheville, yeah. If you're on that hippie bent,
there's
definitely.
nice places, but if you only got like 2 weeks to see the South, you can't really go wrong with Nashville and New Orleans.
Yeah. Nashville's a fun city. They have an expanding comedy scene.
Yeah, I'll say.
Indeed, yeah.
Shit. So they're gonna do it again next year.
I think they're planning on it. They
God.
like the way they talk about it, they might just do it every year.
That's what
Better
I
stock
mean,
up on shrooms.
That's
man.
I kind of want to go down.
That's
now.
also
I just got
kind
to
of
put it
for
out into the
fun.
universe, and they'll be delivered to me there. That's what happened this time.
Shroom projection. Very
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Or you and me, and I go get in touch with ET. We can go roll around and
Dude,
get our own.
I'm willing to almost die to get a fucking laundry basket full of mushrooms.
Well, we'll
I
make-
told you I'd go along as a shotgun, so nobody will
Dude,
be
you
dying.
could use those as packing peanuts, and no one would notice. It's just a box filled with these weird packing peanuts.
this weird
Yeah.
shit smelling packing
Nah,
peanuts.
what are you doing? I'm playing in the doo-doo with E E.T.
I've been chasing the big wheels all over Nashville, waiting for my big break to come. Living on ketchup soup, homemade crackers and Kool-Aid. I'll be a star tomorrow, but today I'm a Nashville bum.
Brent Schmidt, where can we find you on the internet?
At I am Brent Schmidt on Twitter and Instagram, and that's pretty much it. Put me in your top 8 on MySpace.
Okay.
You can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/TheGoodsPod. We're on Twitter @TheGoodsPod. Rate, review, and subscribe. That is the best way to spread awareness about the show. So if you like us and you want other people to find out about the show, write us a review. 5 stars.
I repeat,
Yeah.
future employers, I have never done shrooms.
I'm not even concerned about future employment, but
Let me ask you one thing,
it
Rivers.
terrifies me.
What is Matthew Ridgway, Omar Bradley, Douglas MacArthur, what do they all have in common?
With
With the goods in the woods.
Oh.
5 stars.
Oh, I thought you were going to say they all did mushrooms. I was like, I can't imagine.
They probably did.
Douglas
Yeah.
MacArthur doing mushrooms and then burning down that tenement.
Oh yeah, when he interrupted the bonus march.
Yeah.
They asked him and he said, "I'm sorry, I'm on shrooms." You really wanted an atomic war with China? I was on.
Are there that many islands in the Philippines, or am I just on shrooms?
Shrooms do not make you aggressive.
Old soldiers never die. They just take a lot of
I will take you on a
shrooms.
journey.
No,
You'll be fine.
So scared.
This my last thought is do shrooms and remember that you always come back to you.
Now, doesn't that sound like a trustable maxim?
I guess
You do.
No. I love you, Brett, but I'm just saying, if I was Rivers, I'd be like, I'm very scared now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just stay
You
here.
do. Like, that's the thing. Like, that's why people freak out. They're like, I'm going to be in this forever, but you're not.
I'll just stay
Oh,
here.
I know, but if you're trapped in it, it's the type of thing, maybe I'll check out on
Hey,
that one.
I'll pass and just stay here surrounded by the NWO.
I did it and nothing happened. I don't do that many drugs. I just smoke a lot of weed and do psychedelics a couple times a year.
But yeah, 5 stars on the old iTunes, and we will see you next week.
The Illuminati's real.
Do
Squeegee your
drugs.
third eye.
Buy the shirt.
Do drugs.
The Goods from the Woods was mixed, edited, and distributed by me, Rivers Langley. You can find the show on Twitter at The Goods Pod. Our theme song was composed by DJ Smiles. Check him out on Twitter at DJ Smiles.